Here we are with action from the 2017 division, Nova Knights and the NB Ice. The Ice are certainly going to have to take advantage of that short bench from the Nova Knights. The NB Ice, 5 more position players. That one's going to go on net over to O'Neill, and he'll cover. Goals from Vance Taurus and Oakley Edmond thus far. And a familiar name on that NB Ice team. Where Mika Privé, he sealed the gold medal for the NB Ice last year. Is a part of the returning squad here, the 2017s. Faceoff's going to go to O'Neill's right. It's going to be Privé that wins the draw. That one goes over to Beltin. Across, sent to Savoie. Savoie down low in the zone. Here's Cormier. Cormier within a battle on the boards. Taken here by McDonald. Nick McDonald with speed going up the left side. Here's McDonald. Might have some room. McDonald working in. They are on the power play. The Nova Knights are, as they're making an appearance this year. Were absent from the tournament last year. Could be a shorthanded break. Here's Zach Cormier working in, taking down the shot on O'Neill. And he'll make the save at 4:14 of the first. And we are going to have a penalty shot for Zach Cormier, the first one of the day. He goes up right up the gut, out at speed. Zach Cormier waiting to his backhand, scores! Zach Cormier on the penalty shot. He gets the NB Ice in the lead. They are going to be up 2-1. There seemed to have been an error on the game sheet. It is 2-1 in favor of the Ice. It was 1-1 before, but now make it 2-1 after the goal from Zach Cormier. Benjamin Richard has the goal for the NB Ice, just getting the number 8s mixed up a little bit. So walking up, Bertin into the zone. Nova Knights, they regather. It's Reed Shea going up the wall. Barely missed his target. Now the Ice regather. Bertin across, try to get it to Savoie. The Knights work their way up through the blue line. There's a penalty still on the NB Ice. Still a power play for the Nova Knights. And here we go. This might be another rush. Skating in. It's taken away by Shea, it looks like. And it'll be down for an icing. They do survive the shorthand. The Ice just outside the zone. Mateo Scott to clear it in. This 2017 champions last year. They look to repeat and do it all again. Here's Langy through center. Got poked off. Goes in between some feet. Maillet through center. Didn't work. Taken back by Hall. Leo Hall in offside. We're going to drop the puck again outside the zone. Knights, they enter the zone. Good defense played by Bertin. Outside the line, 2-on-1. Perfectly developing, maybe a 2-on-0 even. Stepping in, Smith, shot just wide. Rebound was taken up by Scott. For more chances for the NB Ice. Taking control of the game. As of recent, 2 minutes left to go in period 1. Here the Ice come back the other way. Moving in, Smith, what a dangle, steps in, he's tripped up. So we're gonna have a power play coming up for the NB Ice. Though a beautiful move by Brody Smith. The only possible way to stop him really is to take him down illegally. Sam Flint finds that out the hard way as the Ice are headed to the power play. Five on four, man advantage for the NB Ice. Privé wins the draw, but it's quickly taken away by the Knights. And here up with speed, poked off. Good defense there by Mallet. Looked to have been Veron who had gone up with speed. Here's a lead pass, just hops over the stick of Xavier Leblanc. Will not go for icing. Taurus going around the boards, taken back here by Boutillier. Up to the wall, waiting, Mallet. Will ride it down the wall and down towards the net. Pass back up to the blue line, intercepted, flipped high like a lob wedge and outside the zone. Kick back, Nova Knights might have a chance. Almost dangerous. McCarthy took a stumble. Luckily, Calix Mallet waiting right there to take it away. Knights will keep the zone, holding Boutillier. Works his way in the corner. Matthew Boutillier. Around the zone, stopping, cutting, still with possession. Boutillier out to the middle, and no one there. Nor Reed Shea there, mind you, but just covered by multiple players. Now walking in, Xavier Leblanc, the shot, scores! Right through the 5-hole, Xavier Leblanc. On the power play, 44 seconds left. On the man advantage, 55 left to go in the period. And Xavier Leblanc increases NB Ice's lead by a score of 3-1 now. Here the Knights coming back the other way. Working in, Bertin. Skating up into the zone. NB Ice battling down in the corner. The Knights looking for it. They pin it up against the boards. Less than 20 to go. 3-1 contest. NB Ice have dominated as of recent. As they get it pinned down, a pass right to the blue line, mishandled a little bit by Savoie, and it goes outside. This might not be enough to get back in the zone. He'll go across to Beltin. Beltin redirected into the zone by Richard. Nice little cross-crease pass. Luckily, the buzzer had already gone for the Knights. They definitely need a break. 3-1 NB Ice after one. Brain Lane from the Uniplex Unisurface with MSD. And let's get this period 2 started quick as the Ice bring it in. It's Louis McDonald. We'll throw it into the zone. Going in behind the net, McHenry against the wall. Capturing this in the line is Scott. Backhanded off the board. Scott able to keep it in. There's the Knight that fell down to the ground. McDonald to the middle again. Walking up. Here's Veron. Veron into the zone. Trying to chase. Here's Smith going in behind the net. Protecting the puck. Taken over. Here the Knights with a pass in the middle. Put to the net. Was blocked before it could get on target. Ice back up the other way. Poke check right at the blue line. Knights keep possession. There's a shot. Save there by O'Neill. Trying to move it up there was Edmond. And the Ice take a penalty. Or they draw a penalty, rather. And I believe an unsportsmanlike was just assessed as well. Vance Towris, he got 1 for the initial trip. He may be getting either a 2 or a 10 for unsportsmanlike. And this will be a 4, so make it a 2 for a trip and a 2 for unsportsmanlike conduct. There's a quick shot, rebound, they score! They get 1 quickly on the power play, 12 seconds in. So the Ice increased their lead. They're now going to have a 2-minute power play. We'll make it 4-1 in favor of the NB Ice. That latest goal, it's going to be Philippe Martin with the assist to Xavier Leblanc. So a 2-minute power play still now on tap for the NB Ice. Working back, Privé. Sent across, McCarthy. Move back in behind the net, Mallet. Mallet. Able to dangle out his man, throwing it up the wing. Ice working in to the blue line. Stopped. Here's Privé. Privé cutting around, going to the net, and was unable to get a strong shot off. That is now Langy of the Knights will throw it the other way. Just over a minute to go. And penalty going to be called from the battle in the corner. Unsure this is of exactly who this is on. We have a hook. So it looks like it's going to be an Ice penalty. We're going to have some 4-on-4 for a little bit for 57 seconds. It's going to be Henri Savoie to the box for a hook. A 4-on-4 starts off with the NB Ice winning the draw. And they will get out of the zone. Working out, taken back by Langy. Langy will throw it rink wide over for Veron. Veron in the zone, poke checked. McDonald off the boards. He'll again throw it into some open ice. There's an attempted clear by Bertin off a body and back the other way. Nick McDonald, he's stripped by Bertin. There's just 16 seconds left on the 4-on-4 as it bounces up out of the zone. And again, another debatable instance for a call. The ice come back in, hash marks. Minute left on the power play now for the Knights as they get their try on a man advantage. Veron into the zone, little windmill, Deke Bertin proving solid on defense. Knights on the power play, still a little bit of time left. Langy up the wall. A smart play there, McDonald. Now flipped up the other way. Ice take over, and they'll throw it just outside the blue line, just under 30 seconds left to go. Clap back into the zone. Moving in, Boutillier trying to go to the middle. Here's Richard. Coming back the opposite direction. Benjamin Richard, short-handed, working his way in left side. The shot turned away by the pad of O'Neill. Richard recovering again behind the net. Awkward bounce off the rebound. And Savoie about to come out of the box. Penalty now expired. It's 5-on-5. There's a backhander save by O'Neill. To the blue line, Scott. Waiting, backhands it down. Still trying to clear it out. It's backhanded. And around behind the net. Pass to the blue line. Scott just unable to get it. Had a percentage of it, but still slid under his stick. Here come the Knights. A dump and attempt. It'll go all the way down for an icing. Face-off will come back to the zone of the Nova Knights. On the face-off, given away, turnaround shot through traffic, and it hit off a body and just slid wide of the net. As the Knights come back the other way, through center, almost poked off it, routes around like pinball in between a couple feet. Privé working his way in, cutting wide, Mika Privé, backhander towards the net, rebound, another stop by O'Neill. Two great grade A chances, but they get stopped in tight. Moving down around the net. Here's McHenry. Stopped, it's taken and shot back behind the net by Martin. Working around, there's a big hit against the boards. Knights players looking around, looking for a call. Maybe surprised themselves they didn't get one, and there's an offside. Going to be charged against the team in teal. Just under 6 to go. Still a 4-1 game. Walking up there was Edmond. Pass across, Richard. Works into the zone, he hits the brakes. Looks up high, Mallet. Goes back down into the zone, thrown out in front. Waiting right there, the shot is blocked. What a chance from Smith right in front in the high slot. Smith walking down along the red line, he cuts back. Looks for some open ice, comes up high, still has it. Goes around, he's done one lap before, now shoots on net. What a save, and then some physicality after the whistle. The Ice in the offensive end. They've dominated the second period so far. Right out in front, here's the pass. Smith waits, puts it to the net off the post. Great chances. Ice threatening. Still, as of right now, to no avail. Knights come back the other way, just onside. Oh, and a very close call. Ice working back down the other way. Who's that with speed? Look at Hall skating in. Knights work their way back. It's against the boards. It's a foot race for it. Beltin needing to win, and he shoves it off to the side just in time. Less than 4 to go in the second. What a great weekend this has been. Ooh, a big collision into the boards. Luckily getting up. Looking like more of a blown tire. There's Boutillier, the shot from the line. Boutillier into the zone. Just outside the blue line, Boutillier. He'll find his way in again. Matt Boutillier. Working in, turns, spins, fires. And it went off a stick and will just end up wide. At the line. Moving in, Shea. Had the puck poke checked off his blade, and there's Hall moving up the boards. Privé will try to headman the puck. It's sent back into the middle. Hall against the boards. Boutillier over for Edmond. Work back into the zone. Here's Flint. Has a bit of time. Will go up for Venedam. Venedam pass picked off. Bertin skating back into the zone. A nice angle. Bertin sharp angle shot, scores. Benjamin Bertin, what a move from the defenseman to come down, do a little dipsy doodle, and then go right into the 5-hole. Now makes it 5-1 Ice. We head down to the last few minutes of the period. The Knights work their way into the zone. Banked off the boards. It's back for the NB Ice defense. Back at center, Leblanc. Trying to maneuver past a couple. Xavier Leblanc ran into some traffic. Down the ice. And to be paddled away there by LeMay. Little backhand by Ritzy. In his own end, off the glass. A breakout for the Knights. Trying to walk in past McCarthy. Into the zone, behind the net. Working in the ice with speed. Here's Smith. Working up in between a couple legs. Falls down. Again, he looked to have may have wanted a call. Down the ice with speed, Louis McDonald. Working in behind the net, hits the brakes, has some room. We'll get the outlet pass over to Mallet. Shot through center. That one's going to be offside. Nick McDonald had a lot of speed streaking in, however. Ice through the zone. What a beautiful pass. Stepping in. Can't quite get the shot off. There was Cormier. A beautiful pass, though, from Benjamin Richard. Can't ignore that fact. Had laid a perfect saucer pass right to the tape of Mr. Zach Cormier. Knights move it through the zone. Saris. Moving it across, taken by McDonald now. Back for Privé. Privé across for Scott. Scott moving in, the turn. Can't quite get out of the zone. That was Edmond. And here they go. Could be a 2-on-1. How did that go? Here's Privé in all alone. Can he get a stick on it? Privé, the shot turned away at the last second. And covered by goaltender O'Neill. 23.5 still to go. In the second period, the Ice have played a very dominant game thus far. Your goals, Richard, Martin, Bertin, Leblanc, and Cormier. And make that Xavier Leblanc specifically. And for the Knights, it's Vance Tauris. And here come the Knights back the other way. They move up the blue line, skating in. McDonald cutting wide. Couldn't quite get the final shot off. As now some bodies fall to the ice. Boutillier. He'll leave that one in and throw it around the boards. Took a little bit of an awkward hop. Luckily not affecting anything. And didn't even see the buzzer. That's the end of our second period. 5-1 in favor of the NB Ice. Brayden Elaine from the Dieppe Uniplex. Uni Surface. And during this break, we'd love to hear from you. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments on this Friday afternoon, day one of the 2026 Dieppe, or the East Coast Ice Battle. And a quick turnaround for our third period of action. Knights down by a deficit of 4 goals. Again, they intend to flip the script here in period 3 as they walk up. Sharp angle shot. They score! An absolute snipe on the short side. And that's definitely going to be a highlight reel goal. I believe that's Reed Shea, if I am seeing correctly, that saw his opportunity, and he took full advantage. So the Knights get one back to start the third, a very important goal. And here could be a breakaway, walking in. Here's the shot, just wide of the net. O'Neill may have gotten a piece of it with the stick. Here's Shea, working his way back. And that was Edmond, excuse me. And that was Oakley Edmond that got the goal. So not Reed Shea. Here's Privé working his way in. Center cross. The Knights step back towards the zone as they tremble right in behind the net. Ice walk back in. Getting a bit of a shove there. Xavier Leblanc, he has 2 points on the afternoon, a goal and an assist. Knights find it at center. Shot in. This one, it looks to be icing or not. They're going to say it was deflected. Here's Scott playing it in behind the net. The pass almost picked off right away. High slot now towards the ringette line. Brought out by the New Brunswick Ice. Could be a 2-on-1 here. Stepping in, cutting wide. Smith to the net. Redirected. It was Zach Calmier looking for a tip on it. Near the ice at the blue line. Waiting, will throw it against the wall. Brought back, Smith in the corner. Waits, protects the puck, has it in his feet. Looks up the wall, here's Scott. Skating in. Waits, delays the shot, and barely saved. And a shot to the goaltender after. The Knights will take exception to that, and they might get called. And it is going to be a roughing penalty. Vance Tauris, his second time back to the box, already 6 penalty minutes. So we'll make that 8 now. So a good save. O'Neill fully with it, and there's the shove. Knights attempted clear, held in by Scott. Just under a minute and 40 still to go on the penalty to Vance Tauris. Knights get this one out of the zone. Could be a 2-on-1. It's played away by the defense. Skating up, shot from the line, block it away. The Knights back with it. Short-handed as they bring it in. Here's Edmond. The latest goal scorer hits the brakes, finds himself with room, sends it to the line before it was sent in by Ritzy. Well, a good penalty kill thus far as here comes the ice, one-on-one. Here's Smith breaking in, a great defensive play. Here's Venedam. Shot in as it goes around the net, Venedam. And again, his pass attempt in front doesn't go. And shot rink wide. And there's a big hit at center. Martin ran through a guy. Here at the line, Savoie shot towards the net. Doesn't go, scrambled in front forward. Smith, a shot, scores! Oh, NB Ice, they get another one on the power play. Now we play even strength as it's 6-2. Pass in the middle from Richard doesn't go. The Knights come back the other way. Just over 7 minutes left. That one definitely a debatable hit. Fans on the bench not too impressed. But Privé showing off that he can angle people out. The line, shot towards the net, blocked by a pair of shin pads. As the Knights bring it back the other way. Moving in, a nice move to the middle. A stick came flying loose. Almost looked like it had been thrown, but I believe it was dropped. Going behind the net, Scott able to get this one around. There's a collision along the boards. Now where it's rimmed around, a beautiful cross-ice pass hits the tape of Richard. Here's Richard working his way in, and he was taken down and now slowly goes over into the corner. Up against the boards, Mallet working in the shot. Just sent wide. Here's Comier going around Richard. Battling as it goes behind the net. Now for Taurus. Near the ice, cross ice pass, Richard shot, save and the rebound. Squirts up to the blue line. Mallet waits to the net redirected. And again, that one not going. Here's Edmond. Skating in the corner, looking out in front, doesn't work. And penalty coming up. I believe this is going to go against the Knights. Or, no, this is going to go against the ice, it looks. And this is going to be head contact. That will send the Knights to the power play. The Ice only have 3 players on the ice. They're going to field an extra man. And finally, getting the puck dropped after a bit of a delay. There's Shea. And it's shot out of the zone. The Knights work in. It's just offside. Venedam waiting right there for it. .5:26. All that remains in the third period. A quick clear by the ice. Knights restart. Could be a chance shorthanded here. Mallet. He's getting down on the penalty kill. Still with it. Will dump it in. Taken in by Shea. Shea trying to get a burst of speed. He goes around the boards. That's up for Edmond. Edmond working his way in. Cleared back down. Langy working his way out. It'll be taken up along the boards. In for a clean zone exit. Again, shot up. This one may be icing, though. So a power play icing, never exactly what you want to see. Face-off going to the right of O'Neill. Going to be won by the Knights. Stopped in at the line by McCarthy. McCarthy now backing up. It gets in behind. Could be a 2-on-1. Taurus almost misplays it. Gets it back. Taurus stepping in. Pass across right to the slot. Just over the net. And what a chance on the odd man rush for the Knights. There's another sharp angle shot. And it's going to be saved by LeMay. Oh, a beautiful opportunity is just missed on, just over 4 minutes. All that remains in period number 3. The Knights need to average a goal per minute here to end it. McDonald tripped up through center. Skating up. Veron, shot towards the net, glove down. And we're going to have a 5-on-3 now for the visitors. And definitely an accidental trip as McDonald takes a huge cut through the middle. It's Philippe Martin that trips his man up. Exactly 4 minutes to go. 21 seconds on the 5-on-3. Attempted clear, blocked in the skates of Ritzy. He leaves it down. Boutillier to the middle. One-timer off a helmet. And the Knights regather, trying to cut right through the center. And it's the Ice that bring it up. 5-on-3, a saucer pass across, picked off, collision right at the center. Taken by Matt Boutillier. Penalty now over for Scott, so it's a 5-on-4. Little backhand pass across. The Knights try to find it loose. It's in a pair of skates. Taken around by the Ice, flipped high, and will find its way 200 feet down the ice surface, where it will be gathered by Kyle Ritzy. Ritzy the pass. Doesn't end up exactly where he had wanted. It's taken by Venedam. That's Shea rather, cutting it up through center. Here's Shea working in to the middle. Shea winds in. The shot is just put wide. Here's Edmond on the rebound. Stops it up against the boards. Edmond, sharp angle shot to the net. He scored on a sharp angle before. He looked to do the same just then. 40 seconds still to go in the power play. 2.5 still to go in the game. It's the Ice that win it. Privé to the middle. Shot almost gloved down. It's taken off the tip of the glove. Another try that sails through the zone. Privé in the corner. Looks out off the side of the net. Comes up in the high slot. A nice dangle made by Mallet. Going down low. Cutting around is Richard. Richard up high. Betin, the shot. It's a bouncing puck. Privé, the side of the net. Tries to jam it in. Another try. They score. And they score shorthanded as the penalty just expires. And this may count as a shorthanded goal. They're saying there were still 2 seconds left on the clock on the power play, so it looks like this is going to be a short-handed goal by Benjamin Richard. Oh, Martin now out of the box, less than 2 to go. 7-2 hockey game. And just an incredibly played game by the NB Ice. Nothing much more to say as they get it outside the blue line. Skating up, Smith. He's sat down, but now the other way comes Taurus. Lance Taurus into the zone. Works in, stops. The floater, glove down, rebound loose out in the blue paint, almost covered. And almost swept away by the defense. Now off the draw, Hall is going to sauce it into his own corner. Knights try to hold it at the line. Boutillier capturing it back in his feet. Boutillier still jamming at it. Where it works up. Here's the sharp angle shot that just gets over the crossbar. And that one didn't miss by very much. You're the Knights in the corner. Looking for some assistance. They'll go up to the line. Little toe drag. They try to put it on net, trying to corral possession. It's poked away. Now up comes Maillet. Eric Maillet against the boards. He's held, so that'll draw a penalty. It might not have much time on it. 30 seconds left. The turnaround shot hits the side of the net. Touched up by Boutillier. And a penalty up and coming to the Knights. And that will most definitely end this game off. Again, the Sharks only had the Knights rather only had 3 players. They now get a 4th on. Sent outside, so it is Patrick McHenry with the penalty. Savoie. We're going to cross into the zone. Ice back the other way. Less than 10 to go. The pass to the middle on his backhand. The shot, they score. Xavier Leblanc on his backhand, 2.9. And just one more, that one coming on the power play right at the end of the game. And right off the draw, that'll be the end buzzer, making it a 9-2 game in favor of the NB Ice. We thank you for watching here on MST. And stick along as there's much more action to come here on the 2026 East Coast Ice Battle. It's Brandon Lane from the Uniplex Unisurface in Dieppe, New Brunswick.